I'm going to show you how to use these two different brushes in conjunction with each other to apply paint and then render paint. My main goal with this tutorial is just to break down some of the complexity of painting into these two more graspable, achievable steps. Okay, so one phase of this painting is just going to be applying paint. We're going to do that with this round synthetic brush. Another stage of the painting is just going to be rendering the paint we've applied. We're going to do that with this filbert shaped bristle brush. Both of these are a Skoda, and I'll have the specifics in the materials sheet of everything that we used in case you want to, use the exact same stuff. If you don't have the exact same stuff, don't stress about it. You'll get the general concepts in this tutorial, and you can try it with what you have. And the palette I'm going to use is very simple, just to pass through the painting. I'm not trying to render much. I'm obviously working some wet paint into wet paint, but I'm still keeping things pretty distinct. I'm just adding smaller distinctions, you could say. I'm adding smaller pieces than before, and I'm just looking to get even more specific if I can. I want to keep going here until I address those disparities. I want to keep, I want to make sure I get everything to that stage before I make another pass of rendering. Now, if you're new at painting or if you're struggling with the blending and the rendering, I think it makes sense to break those things up into two distinct parts. You could certainly experiment with application and rendering at the same time, but it can get confusing, it can get overwhelming. So you're going to see me do it a little bit now. I put some paint on this bristle brush, and I'll just work that in as I'm applying it, right? If I want to make that a little bit darker, I'm adding some paint to it. I'm rendering it in. Do the same down here a little bit. And to recap the brushes a little bit, remember this round synthetic, when we get paint on there, it just gets that nice point on it, and it allows us to make those really specific marks. Okay, that's why we use it for that application phase, because we can really block in the form exactly how we want it and not have a lot of frayed edges or blurry edges, right? That we would have more of with this bristle brush. So it's not a bad thing, it's just not what we were looking for with our block in, with our application. And then we use the bristle brush because it has this stiffness to it with those softer hairs at the tip, okay? And it was able to comb through the paint that we had applied and give us that nice rendered feel.